Hello, everybody. This is Grateful Dad and Son commentary coming at you for the St. Patty's Day Meltdown 2018. I'm here with the person who helped make me, my father, Patrick McMahon. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, and I'm looking really forward to watching this round. This is an amazing disc golf course with an extended layout. And on hole one, we have none other than Eagle McMahon.
I decided to wear purple shorts today. Really like these shorts. Got them for a really good deal at Buffalo Exchange. Just super comfortable. This tee shot right here. Oh, I should tell you guys about the hole. This is a par 5. We're starting out on a par 5, and that's absolutely crazy. And that shot, that felt pretty good, and that's kind of where you want to land.
For those of you who don't know, that is an absolutely perfect shot for this hole.
On the tee, we have Team Legacy member Andrew Herrera. I remember when he used to play intermediate, and I don't know, he's developed into a really great player, about 995 rated, I think. He's probably one of the better players in the Denver area.
Yeah, I saw Andrew out at the Las Vegas Open this year.
Yeah, I think he did it pretty well there. We have Connor Mitz from Lenexus, Kansas, living in Fort Collins. Fellow Discmania teammate. Not sure what he was throwing. He's probably... Oh, it looks like he hit the tree there. That's not the worst thing to happen because I think he's in at least a spot where he can get out into the open area. Have Clifford Davis, another Colorado local. I think everyone here from Colorado, so I don't really need to say that. This is Josiah Griffin, really cool guy. Just an up-and-coming player. Some of you people from around Colorado know who Kyle Griffin is. This is actually his brother, so that's kind of a cool fact. Getting the disc golf family thing going. All right, Clifford Davis on his second shot lining up. Putting a hyzer out there. Just got to get around that tree. Oh, no. Yeah, these trees out here, like the blue spruces, and I think he might have found the one that he just hit is a juniper. You don't really want to find yourself in these because they're really kind of prickly and they're super dense, so you're not really getting out of them too easily.
And that's the second shot there, which sets him up so he might be able to get his birdie on this hole.
Josiah, I can't really see where that went. Okay.
He goes out over the tennis courts.
Yeah.
There you go. There's a nice play. Might be a tricky upshot from there. The basket is another 150 feet along the water's edge, so this is a tricky shot.
Andrew, oh, it doesn't look like he turned that as much as he wanted to. OB, yeah, he was in the tennis courts on that shot. Unfortunate. He just didn't give it all the juice he wanted to. Cliff going with a forehand roller. I think he is safe. There is water on the right side. And he did cut down, but he was barely safe. Stepping up, I'm throwing FD3 S-line. Hanging out over the water. Over that, see, there's a whole bunch of water on the right side, and I was really happy with how this shot came in. And starting my round, that just felt really good.
That looks like a really good way to start a tournament on a par 5, 2 shots under the basket, an eagle for eagle to start.
I like the way that sounds. Connor stepping up.
Connor's throwing his third shot.
Third shot. I think he either has a PD2 or an
FD3
FD3
and there's
in his
an
hand.
Excellent shot.
That's
Connor.
great. That's great. I think I'll get his birdie on that shot. What shot is this for Andrew? This is his shooting for 4. 4? Oh, and that's great. And I'll be able to most likely tap in for 5. If you're getting a par after going out of bounds on this hole, it's pretty well played. This hole is absolutely not a joke. Josiah taking a Anheuser around. Looks like he'll be up there in the circle. Is this Cliff? Yeah,
Oh.
Cliff finding himself in an awkward position.
Oh, Cliff still left himself a little bit of a putt. There you go.
Josiah in the heart of the Mark
Where's that?
X.
There's a birdie to start. This looks like another birdie for Connor.
Connor in for birdie.
I like how Connor is very deliberate and takes his time and makes sure he puts it in the basket.
Yeah, you want to make sure you're 100% on all putts. You don't want to leave yourself with any uncertainty. Andrew with par.
Well, I'll say that is one heck of a starting hole there, Eagle, isn't it?
Yes, there's only one par 5 on the course, and that is hole 1.
Well, -2 to start. I'd take that any day of the week.
Hole 2, we have just a short little 252-foot par 3. I don't really like the term must get, but you're looking at this hole, and you're definitely thinking, I deserve a birdie on this.
I think I could birdie this hole.
Even you, really?
Yeah, with a rock.
In my hand, I have an S-Line P3X. If I remember correctly, I just didn't get fully over on this shot, and it leaves me just outside of circle 1. Connor, I'm pretty sure he's throwing a S-Line MD3. And I played with him all this round, and he threw that thing so well. He throws the MD3 so nice and straight. It was really fun to watch. Josiah. That looks good from this angle. Oh, it looks like he might have overturned it a little. Yeah. Oh, no,
you overturn it a little to the right there. There is a tree there you could get stuck in, and that could kind of make your putt a little trickier on this hole. Here you just want a nice straight shot.
Andrew looks like he got the nose up on that a little bit, but he doesn't hit a tree, and he puts himself in circle 1. He'll have a little bit of a putt, but I think he is in a good position to convert. Clifford throwing a nice low straight shot. Looks like he'll have a look at it too.
And here's Eagle from just outside the circle. Oh, and he sticks it. What a start.
Oh, Cliff. I can't tell if that was left or right, but it wasn't what he was looking for.
Here's Andrew sticking it. Nice putt, Andrew.
I'm really glad that we get to commentate and kind of showcase some of Colorado's talent. We got some really good players here. I'd say your average rating in the Colorado Open field, I'd probably say like 970 to 980. So it's winning a tournament in Colorado isn't really the easiest task. Of course, you know of some of the top tier players such as Joel Freeman and Joe Revere, but there's plenty of other people that can bring the heat just as good as they can. Going into hole 3. Edora has changed so much throughout the years that this hole I don't even register as hole number 3. 342 feet, par 3, slight downhill, OB down the left side. A sidearm is the ideal shot here because you've got a lot of open airspace on the left. You can really hang it out there and just let the disc fade in towards the basket.
Oh, and that one was flirting with OB there. If you do throw long, there is a street that you could go out of bounds on also. So this shot definitely takes a little bit of skill. If you have a sidearm, you have to have a pretty decent sidearm, and to throw a backhand on this, you got to throw a pretty straight shot or hyzer in before that tree so you can get a putt. So it's not the easiest birdie to get, but it's definitely a birdieable hole for these guys.
What Connor did there was really great. It's such a difficult shot to play a straight something because you got that tree on the right side, but he actually fought through most of the tree and he is pretty much parked, so he's going to be in a great position to look at converting for his birdie. Andrew, I'm pretty sure throwing a ghost here. I'm sure you Legacy fans know what that is. I think he overturned it. Oh, he hits the tree. From where he's at there is a long look, but most likely he's just looking to get up and down for his par.
Oh, I like the idea there. He just didn't throw it high enough.
Cliff with the forehand.
Oh, he's got a good little flick there. Hits the pole.
Looks like Andrew might be giving us a little bit of a run. Oh, looks like he was trying to run in kind of, I'd say, put a little too much run on it, and he hit the tree. That was a really good run from outside the circle.
Josiah thought he had that one.
If I remember correctly, this putt had a little bit of a headwind. I'm probably just outside the circle, and I just tried to force it on that one.
Luckily, you got an eagle on hole 1.
Oh, that's a tough break for Andrew. After that first shot, he's really not thinking that you're going to get a bogey on this hole.
Is that Connor?
Connor sticking it in there.
Man,
nice.
he was really spread out on that one. A comebacker. Buckle up, guys. We have 23 more holes.
21 more holes.
This is a very long course, and it takes a lot of attrition to get through it.
Yeah, go get some popcorn with some Earth Balance butter on it, because you'll be wanting some snacks for this one.
And maybe a kombucha or two.
Hole 4, 742 feet par 4. This is one of my favorite holes on this course. Has a really nice grassy fairway, which isn't common for Colorado courses. It plays up, and the second shot really depends on where you land your first shot. You could have a forehand, you could have a straight backhand. If I remember correctly, I think Connor put it right in the middle of the fairway there.
Yeah, this one you can really display your off the tee prowess here and really rip into a disc.
In my hand, I'm throwing a C-line PD2. I'm just trying to hammer on it low, just get some nice controlled distance. And I was really happy with that shot. Puts me right in a good position to attack the basket. Josiah throwing something down the middle, and that's a great shot. Good low line power. You really can't draw up a shot better than that. Clifford gets a little bit high, and it just gets caught up in those trees. He'll still have an open second shot, though.
Yeah, the Fort Collins guys have really did a great job at really spreading this course out and used up every bit of land out here. And for anyone who ever gets a chance to play this tournament, it is well worth it. This course will challenge you. It's fair. There's good shots. There's birdies to be had, but definitely a lot of tough lines that you have to hit.
Cliff taking the hyzer route. He gets pretty good distance on that. I think he caught a tree, but I think he'll be able to be in a good position to look at getting his par. Josiah with a turnover. I remember this shot. He missed all the trees on that, and he put himself in the circle. From where he was at, that was a fantastic shot.
So as you can see, you have to make a pretty decent second shot to get a birdie on this hole. So the further you can throw and get up that fairway, the easier look you're going to have, but not necessarily, because there are some trees guarding the basket. So definitely a challenging par 4, but definitely doable. Andrew definitely has the arm and the shot to do it. Skips it up there, and that's looking really nice, and I bet he makes that putt.
Yeah, I really like that low line play, taking advantage of those trees with maybe having some room underneath. Oh, yeah, I got lucky there.
Yeah,
I got
a little bit lucky. He had a more routine of an upshot, but still did not execute it to perfection there. But we'll have a putt.
Cliff approaching. I think that will be for his par. I think he'll be able to convert.
This for birdie?
This is for birdie. He's just outside the circle. Kind of pulls it a little bit right. Josiah with a chance. Oh no.
Looks like he rushed that a little.
He might have. I'm not sure, though. It could have been just the camera. I'm about 18 feet here.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew tapping in for birdie.
Yes, and then Andrew played that hole very well.
This is a really legitimate par 4. If it was pushed back maybe another 50, 60 feet, I could see that being a par 5. Really like how they use the elevation, and really, really love that hole in general.
Pretty nice start for everybody. For Clifford's having a little bit of trouble, but hopefully he can just kind of relax and take it as it comes.
Hole 5, 405 feet downhill. This is a really rare sight to see in Colorado. A park hole with some nice elevation and a tunnel shot. That's like so unheard of.
What a nice looking hole. And an elevated basket.
This was ridiculous. I didn't even think I could throw it OB off the tee. I didn't even know that there was a sidewalk back there. And I came to the conclusion that there was kind of a tail right to left shot, and I just got on the worst angle possible and just sailed. Andrew makes a great correction off of my shot. He throws Ghost, which is a mid-range, and he puts it inside the circle. That's a fantastic shot.
I bet everybody wants to be at least 20 feet from the basket on this hole, because this is not the easiest basket to putt onto.
No, you got a little bit of elevation, and it's kind of an open field, too. I think all of us that we can kind of relate to putting at a basket that doesn't have any surrounding trees or anything to it. You kind of just have to zone in and really commit to your putt, because it's not the easiest thing.
Especially when it's elevated, because you don't want to have to make the same putt coming back at it. Oh, it looked like a good throw. Just nips that tree, but still, he can get up and down. Nice and easy from there.
One thing I'm noticing with Cliff is that he can really just put those forehand up shots right where he wants them. I envy that shot. He has really nice touch. Josiah wanting to give it a good run. Me shooting for my 3 because I was out of bounds. I'm probably, I'd say maybe 60, 70 feet away from the basket. I'm trying to give it a little bit of a run, but also trying to keep that nose up, make sure I don't blow past it, because it is an elevated basket.
Connor just looks like he's just going to make it every time. But
yeah, he has that.
Not getting too crazy, but no need to. Take your 3, move on. Andrew with a birdie putt here.
From about 20.
Oh, it's solid.
25 feet or so, maybe a little bit less. Connor in for par. Cliff tapping in. So we have 1, 2, 3 threes, and 1 4. Way to be the worst on the card, you. Going into hole 6. This is a really fun hole to throw. You got OB all down the left side, and the tee shot on this is so crucial. 620 feet, par 4. What you have, the 2 options you have are, one being the right side gap, probably geared towards someone who can't throw quite as far, or if you're feeling like you ate your Wheaties, you can push it out over the left side and try to get a flex out. Ideally, you want to play a huge anhyzer out into the right field, and then that might leave you with an easier hyzer / over-the-top shot to the basket. Connor find himself right behind a tree.
Yeah, this is definitely a challenging hole if you don't get far down that.
Ooh, was that a cut roll? It seemed like he kind of got over on it a little too much. Cliff kind of had the same result as Josiah.
I'm guessing you flex a huge shot out there.
I'm going to try, and I have a C-line PD2 in my hand, and I don't think you got a second camera angle on this, but I didn't get it high enough, and I ended up sticking at one of the top of one of those blue spruce pine trees, and I'll be right under it. Josiah trying to take the low flex line. Might have threw it a little too low there.
This is going to be a difficult shot.
This is really tough. Connor has a forehand, but I don't think it's his preferred shot. So he's going with a cut roller, and this turned out so well. To get a backhand cut roller to actually look like you know what you're doing is so difficult to do.
Well, that looks like quite a position to throw from.
I'm just sizing up my shot. I want to play a forehand as far out in the field as possible, just to give myself a chance to get up and down for my par.
Oh, and Andrew's taking the big spike hyzer, and it looks pretty good.
Yeah, wow. He put it right under. This is my second shot, and luckily I have a pretty good line throwing an S-Line P3X here.
Shot?
I'm throwing an S-Line P3X. Oh no, it is my third shot. Oops. Learn how to count. Yeah, I just put an S-Line P3X up there, and
he's got himself a little outside, almost outside the circle putt. See if Cliff's just going to lay this up.
Yep. Is this Connor? Yeah, this is Connor for his birdie luck. Doesn't look like he had anything.
What does it say on his shirt? Disc of the Dead?
Something like that. Oh, Chain Star Lights, man. It's what you got to take sometimes. This is a B-tier tournament. Got to be appreciative that someone was able to bring out a basket for these temporary holes. You may get a little frustrated, but what can you say? You're playing disc golf, and you got to be appreciative of what you got, even though it is unfortunate when they don't stick. Wow, we have a 3-way tie for first right now on this card.
You took a bogey. You're it. Bogeyed the hole before it.
Hole 7, par 4, 505 feet. This is a 2-shot hole. You can't really get there one shot. And if you were to try, I would say it's not a very good idea. The first shot you either want to do, the ideal play is lining up kind of a overstable flex forehand to get around that set of, would it be blue spruce or pine trees. Andrew's shot looks really good, but it just catches the backside of that tree, and he'll be in a very difficult spot.
This is a pretty sweet hole. You want to get it down there. There's actually a creek that runs across there, so you have to throw up to the creek, and there's an OB line. And then from there, the closer you can get to the creek, the easy it becomes a pretty routine, easy up and down. So you want to kind of push it a little bit, but not too far.
I was pretty happy with this. I might have got a little too high, and I hit one of the, I don't know all these tree names, a tree on the left side, and fell down. I'll have an open look on my second shot. And Josiah trying to play the backhand approach.
Wow.
See, if you
really waste no time.
If you really don't want to throw a sidearm, the shot's probably to throw kind of a straight to overstable shot to the left side, and you might.
From here, you may think about laying up. To attack the green from there would be a very difficult shot.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend going for this green unless you have a good
I'd go
opportunity.
for it from there. That's probably going to be a good shot.
I think Cliff parked it.
What a great shot by Clifford. This is actually a fun approach from here.
Connor going with, I don't know what disc, I'm sorry. I think maybe an FD3 or an MB3. One of the two. See, Andrew's got really no opportunity to attack, only to really get out. I think he might have got to the edge, fortunately. This shot is pretty tricky. I was not far enough right to be happy, so I kind of had to do a really steep spike hyzer. Oh no. Andrew kind of, yeah, the high cut grass is the OB, and Andrew did not get across that, so he'll be moving up. Josiah throwing it pretty much into the ground, and he's going to want to get across, get under the basket to stop the bleeding a little bit.
And you don't want to go too far because there's a sidewalk behind it. This is a really fun hole.
How do you know?
Because I watched it.
Okay. Oh.
I know fun when I see it.
Just some tap-ins right here. We got Clifford for birdie. We got Connor for birdie. Myself. Nice convert. And Andrew, this is to tap in his 6. So a double bogey. And Josiah, what is that for? Ooh. Yeah, Andrew with the 6 and Josiah with the 6.
Wow, so that hole, you definitely a birdieable hole, but it can bite you with that OB there.
Hole 8, 231 feet, par 3. This one's kind of a straight uphill. You have 2 options. You can take a straight to overstable shot up the right side. It's a little tricky. It's a little bit more guarded, but it's definitely there. And the other option is you can throw a forehand low line skip shot. And I'm throwing a Metal Flake Max here, and it gets a very violent skip. I'll find myself probably just inside the circle. Cliff
There's
throwing,
actually a pretty decent backhand route too. If you can kind of throw a low fast hyzer up there, and it should skip up there. Kind of like what Andrew's doing. He didn't throw it hard enough or high enough there, but that was the right idea.
that looks maybe a little inside, but he gets the skip and he's in the circle. Good shot by Josiah. I think Connor's throwing a P3X forehand approach. Really great disc, guys. You should try it out. Stored at thismedia.net. Not to make this into a commercial or anything. I'm just saying it's a good disc and you should try it out. Andrew giving it a really good run from where he was at.
Now he's got to make another big putt.
Gosh, Cliff's got these forehand approaches on lock. I think he putts with a Colt, so it's a low profile. Really
This
good
looks
feeling.
like it's about 27 feet.
Maybe a little less than that. Who we got next? We got Josiah. I'd say for 20 to 25 feet.
Ooh.
Oh, man. I'm sure he really wanted that after
Andrew
that last hole.
Andrew can clean this up.
Yeah, putt.
And he does. Gets back to par.
Guys with the tap-ins. Now we walk probably a small walk over to the next hole. We got hole 9 coming up. Myself at 5 down. Connor Mitz at 4. Andrew Herrera at -1. Hole 9, 305 feet, par 3. I'm going to go ahead and say it. This hole is not 305 feet. I'm throwing a FD3 or a PD2 hard on this hole and not really getting there. So I don't know how they measured it, but you might want to check that for next time. Decent shot here. Just inside the circle, barely.
I'd say the trees on this course are used very well. They really do come into play on a lot of these holes. There's a few holes that are just kind of straight at the basket, which are nice to have after all these tree interferences, but you definitely have to shape some shots, and you can easily get stuck behind a tree to make putts more difficult. Definitely a well-designed and well-done course.
Speaking
by
of
the no-co guys.
Speaking of well-designed, I really appreciate on this hole. This is a temporary layout, guys, and they took the time to go get carpet and I think like staple it or rebar it in the ground, put stakes in it. And it may not be much, but carpet over throwing on grass or a natural tee pad is just really nice, and I really appreciate the extra thought that the Northern Colorado Disc Golf Club put into this, and just really great.
Oh, he is behind the batting cage. He's going to have to straddle out to either go through or go up over top.
Andrew, a little nice approach. Fortunately, Josiah was lucky enough to be close enough to the gate, and squeeze it through, but
It's a tough shot.
fortunately, it doesn't get around that tree from just outside the circle.
Whoa,
That's
a putt.
That's about as exciting as a par can be on this hole, guys.
Yeah, after the last hole where he hit it nice, just a little high, he definitely made that one. Nice and solid putt.
Connor for 2.
Yeah.
Just hitting the cage. I'm about 29 feet here. And
Ooh,
I don't
he
really-
misses.
it didn't really feel like a miss. But the disc
Yeah,
didn't go in the basket.
It wasn't solid.
It wasn't.
That's solid. Connor Mitts putting it home.
Hashtag Connor Mitt so solid 2018. All 3s on that. Wow. We probably should be paying attention to the hole statistics.
Yeah, I bet you that hole wasn't birdied too many times.
This is 392 feet, par 3, and it plays a heck of a lot shorter than the previous holes with the downhill.
This does have an OB behind it, so if you throw it too hard, you threaten to go OB.
I thought I liked this shot out of my hand, but unfortunately it skips out of bounds.
Good thing is that you can probably drop that in there for an easy 3.
Connor throwing it a little bit too low. It's a little bit intimidating because you really would like to get a good shot off and have a chance at a birdie on this hole. But that sidewalk right behind the basket is so intimidating that a lot of the time you're going to see a lot of players cause to kind of overturn it or maybe throw it a little bit too low. So you kind of have to make a decision when you step up this hole whether you're going to commit or play it safe.
Having a good sidearm flex shot is nice, and also you have to be able to throw a pretty solid downhill 340-foot shot straight for the birdie. Or maybe hyzer out a little bit at the end and make a 30 or 40-foot putt. This hole's been around for a long time. This is part of the original layout, just a little bit longer.
Yeah, I like how they move past the tee pad. Connor just hitting this tree. He'll be inside the circle, but he'll have a tester for his 3. Gosh, Cliff is just killing it with these upshots, man.
Yeah, I love the little sidearm flick. Yeah, just get your 3. Oh, this isn't a drop, and you were back. You were a little bit further left than you'd like.
From what I recall, I was just outside the circle on that.
It's a solid save, though. You got there in 2. We take a 3.
3 and 2 shots.
And Connor going for his birdie. Oh.
That was for his par.
That was for his par.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. I should pay attention more.
That's unfortunate. He really wanted to just salvage that. He's having a good round otherwise.
I know if Connor's watching, he does not like that hole.
Did you talk to him about it? How do you know?
Because I can foresee what happens in the next round.
No, spoilers, dude.
Spoiler.
Hole 11,
He birdies
298 feet, par 3. All right, I'm not going to make this about me, but fun fact, this is the first hole I ever aced back whenever it was, circa 2008. I threw a 360 first run boss, and somehow it went in, and it was the best day of my life.
Now he just easily flicks an FD up there.
I didn't flick an FD.
PD.
A gator.
A gator.
Clifford. Oh, no, this has got to sit. This has really got to sit.
Oh, wow, that thing has some movement on it.
It's so difficult to throw a low line anhyzer for that reason, because if you sauce it just a little too much, then that cut roll is so dangerous, especially with the OB on the left side.
Oh, Andrew doesn't look like he liked that shot.
He didn't like it, but he gets the curb skip, wraps around, and he's inside the circle.
Man, he skipped right in front of that curb.
He didn't get curbed like someone I know.
Disc of the Dead.
He takes a very interesting route. There's a Mando on this hole. Sorry that I didn't mention it before, but you have to play it left. And Josiah actually took something overstable and tried to flex it through that gap you see there, which I like to play a lot.
Ooh, see, that's the danger.
Oh no!
And turnover shot.
The guys just didn't get run over. You guys can relax. Connor's
having a little blip in his round right now.
Connor's going to have to settle for 3 on this one, unfortunately.
Josiah, it's another putt from just around circle's edge.
Nice.
Man, solid.
Dude.
2 in a row. 2 out of 3.
Getting the birdie on that, going that route, is really impressive. I'm really excited to see that. Say I'm just inside the circle.
Yep, another nice putt.
Andrew, from probably about the same distance that I was. He might have actually been out, but let's not talk about that. Oh, no.
Just a little low.
A little disappointed there, but it could have been worse, Andrew. You could have hit the curb.
It's a 3. Wow, who flipped that disc come flying in there?
That was interesting how that hit the chains from that close. I'm intrigued.
Someone threw that pretty hard and high. They did not like dropping it in. No aces on that hole. 35% birdied. That's pretty good.
Hole 12, 388 feet, par 3. This is going to be half the course already. Wow, this is flying by, guys. Wow. I'm throwing an S-line PD, forehand. It kind of plays straight with a little bit of a finish right at the end. And I was happy with the shot. I turned it a little bit more. Oh, it looks like I almost hit the cameraman. Looks like I did hit the cameraman.
That hole is not very easy to just do a nice, soft little flick shot up there. So for people who watch that and say, oh, that's a pretty short hole. No, this hole, you got to rip to get up there. It's a pretty good throw.
Josiah seemed like he sawed it off a little bit.
Andrew will throw this sort of hard to get it up there.
Looks like he has a ghost in his hand.
It's holding a nice line.
It looks like it's hyzering a little early.
No.
He'll find himself under one of those prickly, ouchy,
Andrew's having to work a little bit at this time of the round.
Cliff, putting it out there. He's in the open. He'll have a pretty easy approach for 3. Connor, I would imagine he's throwing some sort of FD or CD2 on this. Oh no, he burns it and it cut rolls into the left side. He's in the open right now. He's going to have a little bit of a tricky upshot. And it looks like he pulled that. He's in the tree, but he's by the basket. He might have a look from there, but it's not going to be the easiest thing in the world. Josiah with a really nice approach.
Look at Andrew. He's got a tough little hyzer shot and then OB.
Oh, no. That's really hard to handle mentally because it's such a close shot and you know what you need to do. And having it trickle out of bounds like that is just so heartbreaking. For some reason, I put my hat forwards on this. I think it was probably because of the sun.
Well, it looks like you're starting to heat up.
Connor.
And Connor with a nice par putt.
That's really, really great because he's just coming off of 2 rough bogeys. And to make it a bogey turkey or turkey bogey, what's even the term for that? I don't know. It's kind of rough. So, guys, this is part 1 of the 2018 St. Patty's Day Meltdown, and we'll catch you on the back 12.